The Right Side with Doug Billings.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the set of my show, The Right Side. Doug Billings here with you. Thank you very much for joining me. And a reminder, head over to YouTube and subscribe to the channel over there at The Right Side, Doug Billings. There's about 156,000 people already subscribed and waiting for you right over there on YouTube at The Right Side, Doug Billings. YouTube. It's free. Would never charge you to watch the show, but you can get added additional analysis on news of the day and the state of play in America. Today, ladies and gentlemen, February 17th, 2026, marks 5 years since we've lost one of the most consequential, if not the most consequential, radio broadcaster the world has ever known. Millions of people simply called him Rush. After a long and brave fight with lung cancer, we lost him on this day, February 17th, 2021. So I want to take a few minutes today, not to mourn him, but to celebrate and to remember, to recommit to the fight that he waged every single day for more than 3 decades. Rush Limbaugh didn't just host a radio show, ladies and gentlemen. He built a movement, and today we carry that movement forward for the Republic. He took conservative ideas that the mainstream media had declared dead and buried, and he made them the loudest, most vibrant, most listened to force in the entire country. And at his peak, 30 million Americans listened to his show every week. Not because he was all that smooth and polished, but because he told the truth without apology. He did it with humor and with heart, with charisma. And he did it with a clarity that cut through the noise like nothing else ever had done before. He gave voice to the forgotten American, the factory worker in Missouri, the farmers in Kansas, the stay-at-home moms in Iowa, the small business owners who felt crushed by regulations and taxes. And he reminded them and the rest of us that we are not alone. We're not crazy, and that our values are not outdated. Our values are timeless. And he turned the EIB network, the Excellence in Broadcasting Network, into the most powerful conservative platform we had ever had. And he did it with nothing but a microphone and a stack of newspapers and the courage to say what everyone else was afraid to say. Well, what made him different? He loved this country, this republic, with every fiber of his being. He believed in and pursued God. He loved this country's history and its founding principles, its people, especially the ones who the elites looked down upon. And he defended the nuclear family when it was under siege. He defended the free enterprise when it was being demonized. He defended the military when it was being politicized. And he defended the unborn when the culture told us that they were disposable. And he did it all the while making us laugh. Because he understood, ladies and gentlemen, that conservatism isn't grim. It's joyful. It's optimistic. It's the philosophy that enables human flourishing. And it's what I've always said since the 6 years of having my own show, that conservatism is the most assured pathway to wonder, joy, and meaning in your life that you could ever find. And that, coupled with Christianity and the belief in God and his son Jesus, that we will once again realize the intent of God in his divine providence in inspiring the founding fathers to create this republic. But Rush took on the mainstream media when they were at the height of their power. He took on the Democrat Party before it decomposed and became this conglomeration of communism and socialism and Marxism. We know now that the Democrat Party that once was the home to John F. Kennedy doesn't exist anymore. It's the Communist-Socialist Party, and clearly not a pro-America political party. Ladies and gentlemen, evidence of the obvious about that is sufficient. Rush took on the cultural elites, the Hollywood crowd, the Ivy League snobs, and he won. He won because the truth is more powerful than their spin. and he delivered it every single day with unmatched talent. I remember the day he announced his cancer diagnosis. He was on the air February of 2020. The emotion in his voice, the grace with which he faced it, and the way that he kept up his show and showing up for his audience, even as that disease began to ravage his body. It was the honor of my lifetime to, 2 months before he died, to appear on his show as a caller and talk to him about the meaning of life. And I had mentioned to him that I said, Rush, the meaning of life has many, many meanings. One of them, in my opinion, is that you fulfill the meaning of life by entering into the lives of other people to make differences for the better. And you, Rush, I said, have fulfilled that meaning of life over and over again, millions of times. And I believe it. Rush never quit. He never whined. He never asked for pity. He just kept doing what he was born to do, to speak the truth, to defend the country that he loved, and to rally millions of people who considered him family. And so now, 5 years later, the country that he fought for is starting to turn a corner. We have President Trump back in the White House. We have, although fragile, a conservative majority in the House and in the Senate. And we have millions of Americans who are once again proud to call themselves conservatives. And we have more and more coming over to our side, the right side, every day, because they understand what I said earlier. The Democrat Party no longer exists. And all of this didn't happen by accident. It happened because Rush Limbaugh spent 32 years planting the seeds in the hearts and the minds of this nation. Every time someone today stands up for secure borders, for election integrity, for school choice, for the sanctity of life, for American energy, for American exceptionalism, constitutional rights, they're standing on the foundation that Rush helped to build. He used to say that he had talent on loan from God, and he was right. And that talent was loaned to him for a purpose. And he used every ounce of it, every ounce, to wake this country up. And he showed us that one man with courage and a microphone could change the course of history. And he proved that ideas matter, that truth matters, that optimism matters. Bring forth your inner optimist, ladies and gentlemen, in honor of Rush. And today, on this 5th anniversary of his passing, let's not just remember him, let's honor him the way that he would want to be honored, by staying in the fight, by speaking the truth without apology, by refusing to let the radical left redefine America or transform it away from the divine providence of God and the intent of the founding fathers, by raising our kids to love this country the way that Rush loved it, and by living the principles that we defend every single day on the right side here with Doug Billings. Rush, if you're listening from the other side, and I have a feeling that you are, thank you. Thank you for the laughter. Thank you for the courage. Thank you for the hope. You showed us what one voice could do. The fight continues. The best days are still ahead. And we will never, ever forget the man who made all of this possible. My friends, that's the legacy of Rush Limbaugh. Believe it. For the Republic. Cheers.
The Right Side with Doug Billings.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the set of my show, Doug Billings. Hey, my good friends at EMP Shield, that's electromagnetic pulse, in case you're from Raytown, Missouri. Electromagnetic pulse could wipe out your home electrical system, could wipe out your vehicle. And thanks to the radical liberal agenda that was put forth under Administrator Biden and Vice Pretender Harris, there are lots of people in this country who want to do us harm. And maybe an EMP device would be their chosen weapon. But EMP Shield gives you a device that can protect you. This little baby here goes on your home outlets, a computer, a router, whatever you want to protect. And then they also have a larger model like this. You can still hold it in the palm of your hand that goes on your vehicle battery so that you can get out of trouble from point A to point B. EMPshield.com. Promo code Doug, ladies and gentlemen. Save yourself, save your property. EMPshield.com. Promo code Doug. We're in this together, folks. Believe it. For the Republic. Cheers.
The Right Side with Doug Billings.